Welcome to episode number 72 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Where our fashion sense is cooler than your mom's.
Your mom's. How many people think that something went wrong just then?
I was trying to see which one of us would break it first.
I couldn't do it anymore because I just thought about when I'm listening to podcasts that happens. I'm like, is it over?
What happened? Are they done? What, are they just staring at each other?
We weren't.
Longing into their eyeballs.
Longing? That
What's the
whole
word?
sentence was weird. Longing into
It's like
their
when you
eyeballs.
long for someone, you know?
You don't long into someone's eyeballs.
You sense a longing in their face.
Yeah, you can sense a longing.
Yeah.
You don't use it as a verb.
Consent to longing?
Did I talk about that comic that I read?
I don't know. What comic?
I forget what it was called.
I hate this hand. Don't worry about that.
Scare the cat.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Welcome to the Keep Up, where we discuss things that we enjoy, such as
Video games.
and
Comedy.
and
Soccer balls.
and
Deadpool.
and
Goku.
that's pretty much how this podcast goes.
That's
folks.
really it. You know, we throw ourselves out there and hope that the fish catches the
You
line.
gotta hope the fish. If the fish don't, then
Yeah.
they're not gonna.
And,
So
that's your advice for the day, guys.
welcome to the show.
Mhm.
I hope you're all ready for the get down, and we're gonna throw it up just like we always do. And here we go. Back to you, Tim.
All right. I'm on the mic. I'm here to rap. I'm talking real fast and it's not crap.
There you go, guys.
There you go. You want to go into stupid questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Welcome to Stupid Questions, where I always do the dirty deed of deciding.
Wow, sweet alliteration.
The dirty deed of deciding the future of stupid people on this planet.
Is that what we do in this section?
No.
I've just never thought of it like that.
No. I always like to ask the questions people are afraid to ask.
Right.
So
right.
this week's stupid question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of a like $1 million and you get this, but it's a bad thing.
So is a would you? Like,
Yeah,
is
like
it a would you rather?
Kind
or-
of. It's like a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get $1 million. Here you go. Here's $1 million for you. You know what?
What?
I'm gonna sweeten the deal. It's gonna be $2 million.
Woo.
$2 million.
Woo.
But once every 3 months
Woo.
for 5 years,
Woo.
a dog will bite you. No, I'm kidding.
Woo.
A guy will break into your house and steal one item. Any item available in your house or around your house.
Once every 3 months.
Once every 3 months for 5 years.
But I have $2 million.
You have $2 million.
I feel like that's easy.
What's the answer
I
there?
got my whole life planned out.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's only stuff in my house.
Yes.
If I have certain possessions that I consider prized,
Yes.
can I leave them at your house?
See, there's the loophole to that. No. They have to be, everything has to stay in your
So
house.
when you accept it, anything in your house can be taken.
Yes.
For the next 5 years.
It could be a pencil all the way up to the briefcase full of the $2 million, which would be depressing.
Oh, that's on the table?
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking, what's the highest value object you have? But it's anything. It's a gamble. And the
Can
guy's
they
not.
steal my wife?
No.
All right, cool.
Maybe a kid, though.
Oh.
Well, it depends on how he feels that day.
Oh.
But he won't, like, specifically go for the most expensive thing every time.
But he might.
He might. There's the chance. Or your car. You just take the keys.
That's not worth very much.
You have $2 million. I assume you pick up.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. You just wait out the 5 years,
Mhm.
right?
What if you live in, like, a hut and just put, like, a cup and, like,
Yeah.
a booger and dirt?
Yeah, no, definitely like a cup of booger and dirt.
Yeah, and I'd steal those.
At that point, like you're living pretty frugally.
Mm-hmm.
So what can he take?
Nothing. You're
So
close.
you're saying I can relocate?
No.
Then what's the booger hut for?
I just,
I don't understand that.
I like throwing out hypotheticals that aren't real.
Oh, well, that's what a hypothetical is.
Right, but this is like a hypothetical.
Right. I feel like I would do it.
Yeah.
No, there's a part of me that's worried about it.
Just
but I don't know why.
Well, the things that could take, like what to you if you lost it? Like, is there anything you own that if you lost it, you'd be like, this is it, the end is here?
That's what I'm bouncing around in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think there's that much. Like, if somebody took, I have a particular guitar that if someone took it, I'd be real bummed.
Mm-hmm. And your foot massage cream.
Well, yeah.
That's upsetting.
What even is that?
It's cream you put on your feet when you massage them.
I guess if they took, like, all my video games.
They can only take one item.
Yeah, but every 3 months.
Well,
And most of my games are digital. They would just have to steal a console. And
That's true. That'd be depressing. Although, you could just recover your profile.
Then I gotta buy an Xbox again.
So, you have friggin' $2 million.
Oh, yeah.
That's like nothing.
See, it feels easy.
Yeah. But there's the fear of sentimental stuff.
Yeah.
But he can only steal one of whatever it is.
This is tough, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not. Maybe I would do it. Would you do it?
No.
Why?
I feel like there's just too much that I will miss if he steals it.
So it's a huge gamble, right? Because you could come in and take in like something that just does not matter at all.
Yeah, he could take my TV, he could take like, a sock, he could take anything.
Right.
But there's always that chance that he could take something that's precious to me.
That's where all the sock matches go.
Yeah.
This guy every 3 months steals one.
Just steals one sock and he's like,
yeah. That's
because there's a lot of things that are like irreplaceable. Even with $2 million, you just can't
irreplaceable.
Yeah, replicable.
Irreplaceable.
A
lot of things that are irreplaceable.
Yeah. Repulsatory?
Yeah.
Okay. So you say yes. I say no.
Yeah, give me $2 million.
$2 million.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of someone just
walk in your house.
taking something.
Yep.
Just, hey, here, it's me again. I'm taking this. Cool? No? Still taking it. I'm
It's
not
like,
cool
this
with
is what
that.
I picked. I want this. And it could be at any point in the day or
I'm
night.
just thinking, like, what if I'm in the middle of, like, season 4 of Stranger Things? Like, the last episode, and the dude comes in, he's like, hey, taking this TV, see ya.
You got $2 million. You just go buy
But that
one.
moment is ruined.
Why?
What if he also spoils it at the same time?
He could steal your...
What if he comes in and he's like, hey, just taking this. Bob dies. Bye. You know what's funny? I tried to think of a name that no one in the show had, and that came out. And it's the only
out of all the people. Wow.
I almost said Steve, but I was like, oh, I don't want anyone to think.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to beep it out.
Right. That was funny.
Am I going to remember?
I hope you listen. Oh, I may forget. Well, I'll remember spoiler warning.
Yeah. My bad.
We'll probably spoil it when we talk about it, huh?
Yeah, but nobody's expecting it right there.
Right. That was out of nowhere. You just blindsided them. That's real
I was
dark.
seriously like, what's a random name?
Let's just think the first random name. And
Bob dies.
Yep. Bob
Now I have to
Dole.
do it again. Ah, crap.
Wow.
This is the worst.
It's your fault.
I don't know if I'd do it.
Yes or no? There's no I don't
No.
know. No?
No.
So you're changing what you said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do it.
For $2 million. Is there a number you think you would
2
do
million?
it for? 2
5
million.
years. So every 3 months he comes in and steals stuff. So it's 4 times a year. It's 20 times this dude's coming in and stealing one thing.
20 items.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Definitively, that's your answer?
I'd do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
I don't think I could. Maybe. I don't know.
Why? What are you scared of?
What if they steal Oscar?
I thought they weren't taking living things.
Oh, right. Your wife is living.
Yeah.
Okay, what if they steal my first diaper?
You still have that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's still full, too.
I would imagine.
Yes. We'll sell that at our next eBay auction to keep up childhood memories.
What do you mean our next?
Oh, yeah, you weren't there for the first one. I sold you for like a month.
Oh.
They're going to use you
How'd
for
that go?
comedic purposes.
Porpoises?
Porpoises.
Comedic porpoises?
Yes, you're gonna go to Puerto Rico, for a month. So
What
have
if
fun.
I gave you $5,000 and once a month someone came here and stole Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, 5,000. Well, I could always just buy it again.
Or could you?
Oh, that'd be sad.
What if you couldn't?
No way. For $5,000? Absolutely not.
5 million.
No, I don't think so.
10.
Maybe.
$100 million.
I guess because then I would just have the publisher make another Kingdom Hearts.
You could never own Kingdom Hearts, the original, in your life. You're not allowed to have it in your collection.
The original's so good.
You're not allowed to speak the name.
Can I play the third one when it comes out?
No.
No way then.
That's it. $10 million.
Mhm.
You're not allowed to play any Kingdom Hearts games that ever come out.
I don't think I can do it.
Okay, $100 million. You're not allowed to watch any more Marvel movies that come out.
Oh, can I read about them?
Yeah, but you can't see any of them.
Can I read the synopsis, like what the movie's
Yeah,
about?
you can read the whole wiki, but you can't watch the movies.
Right now, I would totally do that after Infinity War. I mean, because I know there'll still be movies after that, but at that point, like, that's the penultimate thing
Yeah,
we've
it's
been waiting
pretty
for.
serious.
It's just reading about it, and then Thor hit Loki with the hammer, and then Thanos went kaboom.
It's not going to be great.
No. How much? 10 million?
I said 100 million.
Oh, 100 million.
Because you know they're going to keep making them.
Yeah.
Never watch another Marvel movie. And they're talking about acquiring some of the rights that Fox has.
Yep.
So you're going to
Which
miss...
that already got burned out, though. They're
Oh,
not doing it. It's a shame.
never mind.
But yeah, because then if they bought Fox, then would I be able to see Deadpool or any Marvel property?
Any.
I mean, well, at that point, I'll still have Star Wars. I'll still have the DC universe. Hooray! 100 million. There's a lot you can do with 100. I can go to Japan like 5 times
Yeah,
with the rising prices of planes.
right.
But I can buy a plane.
Prices of planes.
You know what? It sucks, but I think I'd do it. There's just so much more content out there that that it would probably free me from, or free me to do. Right. What about you?
Nah.
Just no. Just flat out no. Yeah, I mean, they're really good, but not $100 million good. I'm just saying. Plus, we've seen them all already. Infinity War is just going to be bad guy kills good guy. Good
gonna
guy
be
kills
Avengers
bad
again.
guy. Yeah.
But Guardians is going to be in it.
I know. It's not real. This is all hypothetical.
Enjoy your 100 million, loser.
Yeah, I'll be sitting in Japan eating ramen every day.
Sounds delicious.
That's the dream.
What's the next category?
Category, technology.
Okay.
Technology.
You know what a bing bong is?
No, what is that?
It's a Japanese treat, which, let me show you, in the shape of an ice cream cone. It does have a lot of carbs in it. Otherwise, I'd offer you one, but I don't think you'd want it.
Feels light.
It is very light. It's like a, I don't know how to explain how the chocolate is, but it's like a light, fluffy, airy chocolate
Ooh,
all the way down inside the cone.
that sounds amazing.
Do you want a bite?
Well, I will say it's Best by date is MMDDYYYY.
That's, I mean, that year is too soon.
Do you bite it from the top or the bottom first?
Top, obviously. But it's all the way down.
Take the top bite. I want to see. That looks glorious. Let me get into that.
It's like light, and like wafery.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. I really
is
like it.
wafery.
Oh, wafery. Anyways, we're in technology, not food, so I'm
Yeah.
just going to put that to the
I'm
side.
still gonna keep eating these though.
But to continue with the theme of Japan,
Yeah.
I got this little neat piece of technology here.
What is it?
It's called the ili. Basically what it is, it's the world's first wireless translator.
Oh, that's that.
That's that.
Yo.
So currently, let me just, it's like kind of a live unboxing, but if you're listening, you're just going to hear. paper, but you'll hear the translation when it comes. So initially, when they first showed off this product, it was just a Japan translator. Basically, their idea was
A Japan's later.
yes, that was ace, dude. Pound it, that was solid.
That's what I'm here for.
You know, that's how it goes. So initially, that's what they did, and basically, the idea is you talk into it.
Yeah.
And then it repeats what you say in Japanese, so you can, ask questions, travel tips, whatever you need to people, and then from there they can direct you.
Dude, that's amazing.
On top of that, because they hit their stretch goal and did amazing, they are creating or adding new languages to it.
What?
So initially, when you get it, it just has Japanese or whatever language you pick. But the second you plug it into a computer, if you kickstarted it before, you can get 3 languages.
No way.
So right now I have Japanese, Chinese, and Spanish installed in this, and you can just bring it wherever you want to use it.
Yo, that's crazy.
Insane. So we're going to test it out here and just do a quick few phrases to show it off. So there's 2 buttons on it. One to power it on, and then there is another one to repeat it back to you.
Okay. Comes with this cool little travel guide for Japan. This is radical.
It's so cool. So depending on what language you get, they send you a little booklet to determine or to give you like words, phrases, commonly used stuff to use to, figure it out.
So you can select a certain language when you first order it?
Yes. Yep. When you initially get it, it's like, do you want Spanish? You want blah, blah, blah. And they're working on more languages. I think right now they're working on Italian and something else too. I can't remember, but anywho.
Is it on?
It was, and then it shut off. I think the batteries are low.
No, this is the worst.
The worst unboxing ever. That's okay. It was fully charged. It must have been on the whole time like an idiot, and I just forgot to charge
so Tim's still learning how to use it.
Oh, we had power for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on. It's just figuring out its life.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there's the power.
No big deal.
So
Not a fancy light.
let me just grab a phrase. So let me see. What do you want me to ask, Brett?
Ask me how old are turtles?
That might actually be a phrase. Because it has a very like, it has a good amount of words that you can use, but they're mainly for travel. So they take like travel phrases. So it's not the entire Japanese language.
Okay.
But generally you can get like numbers. You can talk about money. You can talk about locations. Like, they show it in the booklet, and I'll have like pictures pop up and stuff.
Yeah, I was looking through it. It said like how to take a taxi if you've lost something, if you're lost.
Yep. Food. You need medical attention.
Getting a haircut.
Yeah, which I thought that was weird, but
Yeah, sometimes you gotta get a haircut.
Why would you travel to another country and get a haircut?
Yo, find the right barber. You gotta stick with him.
All right, now let's charge up a little. We'll give it a test phrase. What was it? How old are turtles?
How old are turtles?
How old are turtles? I think I'm in Spanish right now.
I think so too. How do you?
So there's a button on the side that will repeat your phrase, so you know
that it heard you.
Yeah, well, that it'll that the phrase you said is what it thinks you said.
Right.
So I'll play it right now. This is what I said.
Okay, that's
and
a creepy
then,
little voice.
So you press the button that you recorded it. If you press it, it'll replay whatever you said, and if you hold it, you'll record it. So I'm going to change it to Japanese. You just hold the button on the side for 3 seconds.
Switch to Japanese.
So then you have to wait a few seconds, like I think 10 to 15 for it to change language. But it's incredible because now, anywhere you travel, you have this. And like if you're in a tight spot, I need to ask questions.
That is crazy.
Or whatever. Seriously.
The fact that you...
All right. Where is the nearest ramen shop?
The anticipation.
Wow, that's an intense question.
Whoa.
Where is the nearest
Warman show?
All right, you got to check that before you run it through.
That's true, because it will play it automatically, so you could look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because you're like, they're like, what are you talking about?
Where's the nearest Warman show?
Hey,
what about noodle shop?
Noodle shop? Well, I think ramen is a
Why
word.
doesn't it know ramen?
It does, but I might have said it weird.
Let me try it.
Go
How
ahead.
do I do it?
So there's a button in the middle. You hold that.
Yep.
Speak into it.
Where is the nearest ramen shop? And then and then how do you find out what it
There's a
thinks?
button on the side. There's two. There's one.
Where is the nearest laundromat shop?
You are not finding any ramen shops.
You know
in
what?
Japan.
The other thing is, if you say a Japanese word into it, it doesn't recognize it as a Japanese word. So ramen might be Japanese.
Is ramen Japanese?
I'm pretty sure she said ramen.
Is ramen Japanese?
Okay, so
So-
it does understand ramen. It just doesn't want to tell me where the shops are.
Our phrases could be too long too, but
Where can I get ramen?
Where can I get ramen?
Getting ramen's the hardest thing in the world with ili.
I mean, it should be very easy to find a ramen shop in Japan.
Where's ramen?
Where is Roman?
Damn it, Roman! I just want some noodles.
Well, I'm sorry, the creators of ili, if we show your product is. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's really great. Hold it down. Where's the nearest arcade?
Important questions.
Where's the nearest arcade?
All right, cool.
And it's super interesting because depending on how you word a phrase, the words will change on there. So if you call someone cute, if like you say, hey, you're cute, that comes out as kawaii as opposed to just saying cute, which is some other word that I can't think of. But depending on how you phrase it, it knows the difference between like the sentence and just the word by itself.
Interesting. Okay.
I can't think of any examples right now that are cute and kawaii, but overall, it's a really, really cool product. I'm excited to test it out eventually when we go to Japan.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they're going to add more languages. So to install more languages, you just plug it into a computer and they have an app, and you just
Sweet.
connect it there, and then it'll download.
So as they add new ones, will you be able to add them on?
Yes, I don't know if there's a limit to how many you can have in the system at once.
Yeah.
But I mean, 3 was way more than I thought you could have initially.
Yeah.
You know, they just said it'd be one language and that's it.
That's so sweet.
But it's super cool. It's $200.
Okay.
And they sold out the first shipment, and then they had a second shipment which also sold out. So they're having it come back in 2018.
Wow.
And you can pre-order it again then.
Good for them.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like I said, first wireless translation device. All the other ones you need to be connected to the internet for it to,
Right.
because it has to search for the word, find the phrase, and then do it. This is just it has
It in it.
in it, which is incredible.
Yeah. Do you know
So-
what the battery life is like on it?
It seems pretty solid. I
Yeah.
think, where did I read it? It comes with a few quick guides and this little fun strappy that you can connect.
Ooh, cool. Strappy.
Strappy, so you can wear it as a necklace.
Yep. And then you just grab it.
Just do that.
speak.
But
Say things,
I think
do
it said
stuff.
up to 10 hours.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, 'cause
So-
I'm thinking if you're walking around looking for some ramen,
Yep.
could take a while.
Could take a little while, especially if it's like it can't figure out the word ramen.
Seriously, and it's-
They'll recognize the word ramen though when you say it. So even if it comes out as
Yeah, but the rest of the sentence,
it might be a little
If
weird.
I find some dude named Roman a bunch of times,
They're like, oh, Roman, he's right over here.
Roman's over here.
The guy's like, hey, ya. So overall,
cool.
I mean, this is a very impressive piece of
Yeah,
technology.
it's super cool.
I'm gonna shut it off because, which I remember shutting it off. I just,
Sure you do.
'Kay.
Sure you do.
oh, it doesn't want to shut off now. It has a mind of its own. I'm
I'm
sorry,
scared of
Illy.
it.
You betrayed me. I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on the ground.
So the
Goodbye.
ili.
Illy.
I like that, it's just breaking down the walls of communication problems in the world.
Yes, the only issue I could find with it is if they need to relay something back to you, there's no way to do that. Like if they need like a more specific detail about the location or something.
Right. That's a pretty...
But I mean, what I hear about at least Japan specifically is they will just take you there. They will go out of their way. They will stop their day to go take you to this
Really?
location, depending on who you meet. But it's
Yeah.
just part of their society. You know, it's like you help strangers.
Huh.
So I guess a lot of the times, depending on what you ask, they can either point it on a map or actually take you there.
Isn't there something in production now that's like an earpiece?
Yes, that was initially I was really amped about that. That was called the Pilot.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing, but that required an internet connection. And on top of that, you had to give the person you were talking to an earpiece.
Right.
So you had 2, but you put it in your ear and then you talk in your phone, and then it relates to them what you're saying.
Right.
I don't know if it does it the other way where they talk and then it comes to you.
Right. So I was wondering.
But that seems like way more of a hassle to walk up to someone, hey, put this in your ear. Let me
yeah.
talk. And
Right.
So that's still a cool device. I think that's better if you have a friend or girlfriend or whatever that is, foreign.
Oh, okay.
It's just a way for you to communicate.
Yeah.
As opposed to like asking questions or travel tips,
Right.
So
That's cool, man.
it is super cool. So like I said, ili, $200. If you guys are going to anywhere that they speak Chinese, Japanese, or Spanish, at least as of right now, that this is your device.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
It's so cool.
Stoked on it.
Yosh.
Might have to get one if they have Italian added on there by next year.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, because they made so much money from the Kickstarter
Yeah.
that they can like jumpstart to working on all these other languages.
Yeah.
So
That's super rad.
mm-hmm.
I have nothing in technology.
That's okay. I surprised you with that one.
I know. I'm glad.
You want to go to television?
Yeah.
Okay.
Television. What do you have in television?
Oh, I got good old Chandler Bing season 2. Stranger Things.
Chandler Bing. Have you seen the Stranger Things? How's that bing bong?
Bing bong.
This Stranger
Delicious.
Things,
It's
them
so good.
all singing on the Late Show.
Oh, some chocolate came out.
Dude, that's why this thing is a mess. Oh, it just got chocolate all over the. Oh, stop! Did you see the thing with all the kids singing on the Late Show?
No.
Dude, it's amazing.
What's the Late Show?
They all have incredible voices with
The Late Night Show?
no, the Late Show.
With what's his face?
Yeah.
The bigger guy or the
Hang on.
guy with the nose?
Who's the guy with the nose?
The guy who was on Saturday Night Live who did the news report, I think.
News report. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys know, the guy with the nose.
I only brought that up to say I'm so pissed that video is not called Stranger Things.
Oh my god, what a missed opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. It just makes me angry.
Oh my god.
It just says like they call themselves the Upside Downs.
Yep.
That's cute.
Yeah, but it's not the Stranger Things.
I'm just saying. It's so obvious.
It's so obvious.
And I'm sick of not getting paid for naming things.
Nah, I mean, that's your fault. You're not
sick of it.
You're not selling yourself hard enough.
James Corden didn't ask me what he should call that YouTube video.
That's true. Not yet, anyways.
Stranger
Was
Things.
Elle there? Was she there singing?
No.
Shame.
I don't know if she's on that episode. I don't think so. I didn't see the actual episode of the Late Show. I
Right.
just saw
That clip.
that clip.
That's crazy. Those
great.
kids are like in heaven right now. They are the most
Yeah.
popular kids on the planet.
They're killing it.
They are.
They're really great.
Mhm.
So you watched season 2.
I did watch season 2.
Thoughts?
Really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially character development wise.
Yeah,
I
pretty
think.
huge.
I mean, there's so many things that were kind of left up in the air at the end of the last season that they like. Sorry, Oscar made a weird noise. That they worked on this whole season, like with characters.
Yeah.
And seeing certain characters come together that you didn't see first season,
Mhm.
at least until the end. It was just an amazing experience all the way through.
Yeah.
Except for that one episode.
Yeah.
Watching that episode. Are we going spoilers? It's been out since October.
Yeah. Let's just do it because we talked about it in another episode without spoilers.
Okay.
So this will be the spoiler review.
So the episode we're talking about, I believe, is episode 6.
7.
Oh, 7?
No.
What was it called? Sister or something. I don't remember the name of it. But 7. That's
I don't
all we need
remember
is the
either,
number. But watching that episode, at least at first, I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Mhm.
Just I was like, oh, this will be kind of cool, like a journey of self-discovery
Yep.
for 11, and to see her like connect with other people. But
Yeah.
I just don't get where it went wrong.
I think it basically. So a little background on this episode: you see Elle kind of veer off from the rest of the cast. Basically, like everyone things are getting pretty intense at this point in this season, and Elle takes off, kind of runs away, and she's going to find another. Are they experiments?
They're experiments, but they're also like just super powered.
Mm-hmm. So there's another young girl out there who has the same history as 11, and she has the number on her wrist, and they're trying to, or is it on their arms? I forget.
Yeah, they're
It's on their arm. It's on there.
I think it's on 11's wrist, but the girl's forearm.
I think they put him. I forget. Whatever. She's
Yeah.
got a number 9.
Sure.
I feel like she was 9.
I don't remember.
I watched it way before you.
I know. So I should be the one to remember. I just.
So she goes out, and basically the thing is she leaves Hawkins, and it has almost nothing to do with anyone else. It's just this like journey for Elle to go on, and it's pretty cool in that, right? Like that's that goal of that episode. But I think what you're implying is that at the end of it, you're just kind of like,
yeah, like just the whole episode just kind of felt maybe not irrelevant, but it didn't feel like Stranger Things.
Yeah, I think maybe both those apply, where it does feel like it takes her out of the whole Stranger Things feel. And I did watch a little bit of the like commentary thing that's on Netflix.
I didn't watch that. But
It's pretty funny, especially the first couple episodes. I would give those a watch. It's called Beyond Stranger Things, and the directors talked about how in that episode they wanted to do like a like channel a certain type of 80s movie, like The Warriors. They specifically cited.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, this ragtag group of kids kind of thing, and Elle falls in with them and ends up, you know, looking all punk rock by the end of the episode.
Just
and
getting
stuff
all
like that.
radical.
Yeah, so like you know, it felt like a little bit of a trial and error thing.
Yeah, like they wanted to see, you know, if maybe not even like if she can do a whole episode by herself, but like just to see how far off they can go from the main story.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels mean to call it or kind of cruel to call it a trial and error, because it wasn't.
No, it was okay.
It wasn't bad. I mean, one thing that I have heard that I can kind of agree with is it's cool that it shows you this is what's going on outside of Hawkins. Like, let's step away from this for a minute.
Right, because I know the whole time you're in the series, you don't like think of the whole like what's going on in the rest of the world.
Everything takes place in this small town.
Yep.
But to, you know, the other side of that argument is, yeah, but that's where I want to be.
Right.
Is in that small town.
Yeah, I don't really care what's going on outside.
Exactly. Yeah. The other thing that I think makes it feel like it falls a little bit short is it plays no role really in any of the other episodes.
The only thing is at the end of the when she's like channeling her anger,
that's
she
the
learned
one
that.
thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the other thing is I think it'll have repercussions next season. Like I bet
that's my thought too.
that what was the girl's name? I don't remember. So 9.
I'll find it.
Okay, we're gonna
Because I'm not even positive about that number.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna call her 9.
Yeah.
Her sister. I feel like she's gonna go to the town and cause some ruckus.
Yeah, I think something will happen there. And yeah, I mean outside of like you said, when she is with her sister, and they're she's trying to coach her in channeling her powers and stuff like that. That's literally the only thing. Like in the last episode, you see a flashback to that. Outside of that, I mean, she basically returns to Hawkins and is like, oh, I'm so glad I'm back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
maybe it was a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was that, but it just felt a little bit inconsequential, I think, ultimately.
Yeah, like you could do without that episode.
Right, and a lot of people would have preferred to.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the resounding response, is like that episode was a bummer, which, I don't know. It was comparatively to the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever, because I feel like the season was top notch.
Oh yeah, I feel like there was plenty of good things that, you know, I don't know why new people would watch season 2, but it could be kind of a standalone thing because it is kind of its own in-case story. Like the characters you'll be kind of confused with, but I feel like just the story itself, you could watch just season 2. Like they did a good job of making it its own story, you know, but bringing in a lot of elements from the first season.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got that right, Oscar. I found that all the kids, you know, I was curious if like if the kids would like change, like if their characters would change.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
And I thought some of them did. Like I felt like crap, what was his name? Mike. You know, I felt like his character changed a lot because all season he seemed like just super depressed, and which makes sense because there was no Elle around. But
right.
But he just seemed like a more I don't know, brooding, angry teenager
Absolutely.
character.
He definitely was in this season.
Yeah, which I don't know, made me kind of upset because I liked him a lot in the first season, like almost like a carefree, like he was serious, but he was also like a lighthearted,
Right.
nice guy.
Right.
But this one, he seemed like he was so mad at Max, the whole
Right.
he
That was
so
like the
rude
whole
to
thing.
her all the time.
I know. That was a completely different version of him, I think, than we saw in the first season, because we don't really see that like Mike that we saw in the first season until near the end.
Right.
When Elle comes back and they finally,
Reunite.
Yeah. So that was definitely like a standout character difference. I also think that I don't know, every character I felt like was built up so much more in this season so well.
Yeah.
Like Steve is a completely different character.
Love him. He aced. He was MVP of the season.
Yeah, and I don't even want to say different, but also in watching Beyond Stranger Things, they were talking about how like Steve was just written as a throwaway character. The first season he was supposed to be that guy that was a jerk, and he was the jock, like, and you hated him the first couple times you saw him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But at this point, he's like the hero.
Yeah.
And he is, you feel for him, and he's relatable, and he's great. So good.
It's so good because at the end of the first season, at least he tried to redeem himself by like doing good things,
right?
And he did. I was liking him more towards the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely, I was too.
And then the second season comes around, and like right off the bat, he's just like this nice guy and super likable throughout the whole thing. I love his banter with the kids, like the way they go back and forth is so funny.
He and Dustin are like
the dream team. That was an incredible team up.
Perfect.
And I never thought, like, never crossed my mind that those two, like,
so good.
I assumed they would all meet up again at the end, like they did. But I wouldn't think they would all go off and like do their own kind of teams.
What are your thoughts? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it was really good.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Max and Billy coming in? Like adding those two new characters.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I was a little nervous because there's all these characters we know so far, and it's like adding more characters will take away from the characters we know. But I think they were both pretty good additions. Billy, freaking
crazy, right?
Crazy character.
Do you know what else that dude's been in?
Power Rangers.
Yeah,
and I couldn't figure it out until I looked him up.
Yeah.
But he did awesome in Power Rangers.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
Oh,
I know.
He did really good, but yeah, he was a very good villainous character,
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. So yeah, they were cool. Who else? Was there really anybody else that they had? Oh, Bob. I really, really liked Bob.
Yeah, me too.
I
will say, I thought that his death was super cheap.
Super cheap. Very predictable.
Yeah, it kind of bummed me out because he's running from the demidogs and or demodogs, or I think it's demi. I don't know.
Demodogs.
Demodogs.
Because it's Demogorgon.
Right. Yeah. So he's running, and it's like, oh no, they're after him, and you think he's gonna get caught before he gets out.
Right.
Then he gets out, and then instead of continuing to run,
he stops.
He just stops, and then he gets attacked. Which I like. Fine, kill him. But that was just like, I don't know. It just felt like, I guess it was the predictability. Like, yeah, I felt like they were probably going to kill him right there. But the fact that they had him stop and then nothing happened, they just had a demodog jump in out of frame and attack him.
Yeah.
Like,
and it even seemed like there was plenty of time for, what's the cop's name?
Hopper,
yeah. To shoot him, like how he started shooting, and then he had to go and shoot the other ones. Like, it was just how it was timed made it look like there was still plenty of time for things to be fixed.
And I didn't like that. Like, I honestly, if they got him on his way out, he just wasn't fast enough.
Yep.
I get that. Him dying the hero's death was pretty great. That whole thing. Even if they went outside and then something else got him.
Yeah, he got like dragged
back
back into the building or whatever.
Yeah, but for him to stop right there, I was like, oh, come on.
Come on.
Like,
yeah.
Oh. So that was a qualm if I were to have one.
I know. I feel like all we've been saying is bad things about it, but because everyone knows it's so good. I feel like
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just one thing that I was like, man, I wish they didn't do it like that.
Yep.
Like to have look, he's fine. Because why would you stop?
Right.
Like, that's the only thing. Why would you
you've
stop?
been running this whole time and you knew you had to get outside to be safe and good and everything.
Yeah,
But
and just go.
just
But
go.
that aside, I mean, I've already said what I thought of it.
I mean, I pretty much covered it here. The character, they worked on the characters a lot more, and I was impressed that they made me feel again for all these characters.
Oh,
Not that I didn't think they were going to, but it's like, what could be so strange about season 2? And there was a lot of strange things.
Oh man, and it's like, it's pretty emotional ride.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
way through,
Yeah.
because you start seeing more into certain characters like just lives before
Yeah.
and the way they're affected after everything, and it was just amazing.
Yeah,
It was excellent.
fair.
When do you think we'll see another season?
I think 2019 is what I heard.
That's so long.
2 more seasons though, at least.
Like confirmed?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
at least that's what I heard.
That's what he heard, folks.
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to start watching shows
Okay.
when they're over. I think I said this before.
Like when they're completely done?
Yeah,
No.
because like Stranger Things, the first season I didn't see till like a year after it was out.
Right.
And then season 2 I binge watched and finished it like 2 weeks after it came out.
Yep.
Now I have to wait 2 years
Yeah.
for a
think so.
freaking another season.
I think so, yeah.
There's just what's the point? What's the point of watching anything beforehand until it's over?
That's a good question.
Because like Walking Dead, I find is an amazing show to watch if you can watch all the episodes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Because some episodes in that are so just like not much happens, just a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And it's it's good story wise, but
It's a good catalyst for the next episode.
right.
I think that's why I've had like certain responses to The Walking Dead, because most of those seasons I've binged,
Mm-hmm.
and I will really enjoy a season. I'll hear other people be like, I didn't really enjoy that season. And I think like watching it in that way
Yeah, if
has
you
a lot
watch,
to do with it.
yeah, because that's what I tried last season and the season before.
Yeah.
Where I watched it week after week, and it's some episodes are really good, and you're like, I can't wait to see what's going on next week, but it's too slow. Like you need it all together in one pile of
I know.
zombie goo.
Yeah. Gross.
Yum.
Want to go into movies?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, let's go to the movies. All right, so I think it's finally going to happen.
What is gonna happen, sir?
I think we're finally going to see a good video game movie.
First of all, that sentence doesn't exist. What about Tomb Raider? That's gonna be a good video game movie.
That might be. It might be, but all right, I still haven't seen Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but well, no, okay, we shouldn't go off of what critics say.
No, but I don't have high hopes.
Well,
because
because there's just that terrible record.
yeah.
I'm choking.
You all right?
Yeah,
You
I
can't even talk about it.
I got so
folks.
upset. It hits me hard.
It does.
So there's like, it sucks. It's like watching your kid play sports, but he sucks at sports, but you still gotta watch him play.
Wow, it is kind of like that. That's a great analogy. There's that a metaphor? No, like analogy.
Yeah.
A metaphor is as if.
Soliloquy.
Yep. Monologue.
Good old haiku.
Cheese log.
Don't forget Lincoln Logs.
Oh, I never had those.
Me neither.
I know.
They're like cheap Legos.
Are they?
Well, you gotta link in the
They're
logs.
just not as intricate.
It's not like Lincoln like Abraham. It's like Link.
I wish it was Abraham Lincoln.
That's. I mean, it makes sense. You make log cabins.
which were created by Abraham Lincoln.
Of course, he was born, and then they were like, Abraham, you got
Shut
this."
up. We're getting off track here.
We're talking about a trailer for a video game movie.
If you don't watch the podcast, that was a moment that is worth watching for. Tim just made a face that I can't even explain.
That's the here we go, another
We're
video
talking
game
about-
movie face.
That's his face. This is what his face would sound like if it made a sound. Brr.
What's the sound of Batman taking off a sweaty suit?
Or my favorite is like if you go swimming with a shirt on or you get wet and you try to like pull the shirt from your skin. It's like
It is like it's like vacuum sealed
Yeah.
suction.
it is. Oh,
I remember one time I went into the ocean with a shirt on,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a little graphic for you younger listeners, but my nipples, they got so rashy. Because the salt, it was the salt water and the shirt.
Yeah.
It was like not a comfy shirt, and I kept rubbing, and basically my nipples were like chapped.
That's terrible.
It was really, really bad. I was like 13 or 14, I think, because I was embarrassed to take my shirt off, but I was at the beach with some friends and stuff, but it sucked.
All right.
But my
Captain
nipples are
Chap
fine
Nips.
now.
I'm glad.
No, chap nips is
That's
what
I
you
said.
Oh, okay.
Captain Chap Nips.
I thought you said chap lips.
No. Captain Nips.
Okay, movie, video games.
All right. So now the word good could be relative, but
Mm-hmm.
I saw a trailer for a movie the other day called Rampage.
Oh, Rampage.
Now, did you ever play Rampage?
I did. That is the game about the monkey, the giant reptile, and
probably
the
a
wolf.
gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. Monkey, gorilla. They're all
About
the
the
same.
spider monkey
Yeah.
and the puppy and the lizard.
And the gecko. But yeah, they're all giant, and the point of the game is just to destroy the city,
That's
right?
it. You destroy cities, you
Yep.
eat people, you stomp on tanks,
Mm-hmm.
you grab helicopters out of the sky. It used to be my absolute favorite game cabinet. Like
Really?
any arcade, if I was at a movie theater and they had it, there was a skating rink I went to one time that had it, and I just played it and played it.
I haven't seen one in a very long time.
Me neither, but I'm realizing right now if I were to get a game cabinet, that's one
It'd
I would
be
want for
Rampage?
sure. Oh, dude, that would be sick.
I mean, Rampage is cool.
That and Zombie Raid. Those are the two that I want.
Zombie Raid.
Yeah.
What was that one?
It's great.
Is it like
I played it at a fun spot.
Is it a gun
It's
one?
a light gun, yeah.
Um,
It's amazing.
Really?
It's so good.
I'll have to play that one.
And
Fun
I
spot?
almost beat it, yeah.
You almost beat it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one you were telling me about. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. The only arcade game I've ever beat was the Simpsons game.
Oh, I know about that.
Freaking Simpsons game. Anyways, Rampage.
Rampage.
They're making a movie?
They're making a movie, and starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Good old Dwayne Rocky Johnson.
Also, what's the gent's name who plays Negan? Do you know his name?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's in it.
What? Who
Yeah.
does he play? Oh, yeah. They showed him in the
They
trailer.
show him real briefly.
Yeah.
And
Which, I mean, he's always good, so. Yeah, I guess if anybody's going to. That was horrifying.
What was that?
Oscar's clawing at the door.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. My
Alright.
gosh, I hated that sound. It was like,
I wonder if you caught it on the camera.
that's scary.
Oh, I could just thinking about it was gross.
Anyway, all right. What?
So Rampage, yeah, I feel like if anybody's going to be able to save one of these movies, although we thought the same thing with Fassbender, that
Yeah, absolutely.
the star power behind
Yes.
it should propel it into greatness.
Now, okay, so this movie, it just looks like a big, ridiculous, like
almost like a disaster movie.
disaster movie, but with giant creatures, Godzilla-esque.
Yep.
And I mean, what's the one that he was in that San Andreas?
Oh yeah.
It's the same director.
Oh, so it's gonna be the same
It's pretty much
movie.
that movie. I will say I'm pretty intrigued right off the bat though in the trailer with his relationship with George the gorilla.
Yeah.
It's actually like there's a moment where they show the gorilla communicating that he's scared.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I kind of feel for that right now. Like,
yeah, it's cool that they're not just like Godzilla or King Kong, like it's just going to be a giant monster destroying the city. Like there's going to be the story of like how these creatures became gigantic.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like
Yo, you dissing Godzilla and King Kong right now?
no,
though?
they're awesome. They're just
bro.
like if you're going to make a Rampage movie, you're either going to make it just like Godzilla
Right.
or you're going to go off in your own thing. But it
Yeah.
almost seems like you didn't see the new Planet of the Apes trilogy.
No.
So the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
very similar concept where it's like James Franco gets like this great relationship with Caesar, and that's the monkey, not the dressing.
Oh,
just so
okay.
you know, that's
Because my brain immediately went.
that's a
dressing.
different movie. That's James Franco and the Salad Queen.
That's Frames Janko and the,
Yes. And the Queen salad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gets a great relationship with Caesar. Now I can't say that without thinking. It's just a bowl of Caesar dressing.
And he's just doing the pie face from Spider-Man 3. So good.
Oh my god! Holy crap!
Anyways,
That's perfect.
Frames Janko.
Yeah. So they it seems very similar to that because basically the same thing happens in that movie where the monkeys start becoming super intelligent because of there's like a experiment going on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On top of like this monkey flu going around. It's a few mixture of things.
Yeah.
I think the flu's from the experiment. Anyways, but James Franco is like, no, you don't have to kill all these monkeys because, you know, I'm friends with them and
Right.
like we're connected. So that's the direction I think they're going with
I
this.
see. Yeah. Yeah, they're tying in that relational aspect there, where he has some kind of emotional tie to what's going on. It's not just a giant disaster and what do we do?
Right.
You know, and so I don't know. It's interesting, and so I say good. I don't think it's gonna be like you know,
No, not like
an Oscar nominee or anything, but
maybe for special effects.
yeah, maybe. But it looks like it could be a fun disaster movie.
Yeah.
Which, if it even accomplishes that, kind of puts it at the top of video game movies.
Which is almost sad to hear.
It is a little bit sad, but it's also hilarious, the idea of them turning Rampage into a movie.
When there's millions of other games
Yeah.
out there. Like, there's so many different properties they can tackle.
It's kind of cool, like that. Even the way they laid out the trailer.
Yep.
Where that's what it is when Jeffrey Dean Morgan comes on and he's like, "Oh, you don't know about the 30-foot wolf?"
Oh, yeah.
And then they show the wolf jump, which I was like, "Oh, so sick!"
Yep.
And then they make you wait the whole time for. Is it Lizzie? I think the characters have names.
I don't remember the names, so.
Pretty sure her name was Lizzie.
Lizzie the Lizard.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's like a giant crap. Anyways, Rampage, that's coming out.
And yeah, honestly, the trailer didn't look too bad. Like,
No, it didn't look bad.
I definitely
It
see
looked like a big blockbuster movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, right now, I still think Mortal Kombat's the.
No way, Resident Evil.
No way,
For sure.
bro.
The first Resident Evil film is so good.
We should do an episode. We should watch the movies back to back,
Mhm.
and then do an episode breaking down which movie is the best video game movie.
Well, see, that's where it's difficult because are we ranking it on how good it is as a video game movie or how good it is
Quality
as
film.
Uh-huh.
What they did with the source material and how they
Okay.
used it.
Mm-hmm. Action.
Soundtrack.
Oh, no, because, Mortal Kombat would win
Oh
that.
yeah. Bam, bam,
Mortal Kombat! Did it. Okay.
Yeah, I did the reptile theme song because that's
Hey,
my
that's
favorite
fine.
one in that one.
It's a good one. No, yeah, Mortal Kombat would kick all the
dude.
all other with soundtrack at least.
Soundtrack, dude. That
But
soundtrack.
Resident
bumps.
Evil is like it's just good.
I think there was a Slipknot song on the first Resident Evil soundtrack.
There you go.
I think, yeah.
Um.
I don't know. I gotta rewatch it. It did have Michelle Rodriguez.
Yep.
She's fun.
Mila Jovovich.
Mia Jovovich.
Yeah, and it's got
Chris Redfield.
Yeah, there you go. No, I don't think he's in it.
No, I don't think he is either. He shows up in the second one with a square head.
What do you mean a
I
square
think he's in the
head?
second one, or is it the third one? Second one, Nemesis shows up at the end.
Nemesis
Chris
is in all
is
of
in the
it.
third one.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Whatever.
Wesker's in
Rampage is
one of
coming
them.
out. Shut up.
Okay.
Wesker.
So we watched a movie.
We watched a movie. Speaking of 30-foot wolves.
Yes, very fitting.
Yeah. We don't really have to spoil anything in this one.
Not
Just
too
as a
much.
heads up, you can listen to this. Talking about a movie called Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Dun 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 dun.
Wait, Annihilation.
Yeah, I always call it Armageddon. So
That's
that's
your fault.
I know that's the name of it now to
Is
me.
there a game called Armageddon? I think
There is a
Mortal Kombat-
game.
Okay, we're not. It's Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
We're talking about Thor.
Good old Thor Ragnarok.
The latest and greatest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe installments of films.
That's if there's one way to word it, that's it.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yes. So the order you should watch the Thor movies in is Thor Ragnarok, and that's it.
Shut up.
That's all you need.
Dude, Dark World's dope.
Dark World's dumb.
It's so funny, and
No way.
dark elves are cool.
No, it's not funny.
It's funny. Kat Dennings wicked funny in it.
Cat Daddy?
Kat Dennings.
Cat Daddy's my favorite
Not
character.
Cat Daddy. Kat Dennings.
She's
She's very funny in it.
what's her face's friend?
Yeah, Jane's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jane Foster.
I forget what her name is.
Anyways, we're not talking about terrible movies. We're talking about good ones.
Oh, shut up.
Um
Thor Ragnarok.
mm-hmm.
all along marketed as a comedy.
Was it marketed that way?
I felt like from the first trailer you see, you're like, man, that's a funny trailer.
Yeah. But I guess for me, it's just the trailer gave me a Marvel vibe.
Definitely a Marvel vibe.
Mhm.
But I felt like even with the intensity of the Led Zeppelin song that they use and I guess the tempo of it mixed with like the jokes and all the comedic punches.
Yep.
It's like, oh man, looks like they're really going a comedic route.
Mhm.
But you're right. I mean, since Iron Man, comedy's been a big
part of it.
factor. I mean, maybe one of the reasons they're most successful. Definitely one of the reasons they're most successful. In the world that they've built is the sense of humor, and I've only heard a couple of criticisms in like, the world of podcasts and media that I consume that review the Marvel movies, saying that like it's too much or they're over the top with their quippiness or whatever. But in general, I think it's really what's established the attitude of the movies.
Yep.
So you're right. It just looked like, okay, here comes another Marvel movie.
Yeah. So going into this, I did not expect a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's exactly what this movie is.
It is 100% a comedy.
Yeah, I would put it up like right next to The Proposal or or like Superbad. It fits in that category of comedy, which is so strange that I never even thought like a superhero genre movie. Like, how the superhero genre, like superhero movies are their own genre.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd classify any of those as a comedy ever.
Right. What's super interesting about this one is it is front to back, like everything about it, even the way the story is told is in a way that a comedy film would play out. I mean, like you would say that other movies, like you would say Ant-Man's funny. You should say Spider-Man's really funny.
Yep. But that's like...
But they're not...
comedies.
Comedies.
I mean, because they sprinkle in a lot of comedy, but I think the main story, like at least for Spider-Man, that has its very dramatic moments.
Oh yeah, insanely dramatic.
Yeah, and Thor, even its dramatic moments were not very dramatic because there was so much comedy throughout.
And I wanted to talk about that point because you had mentioned it, and I think you're right. That because they leaned so heavily on a comedic vibe, it kind of took away from the seriousness of what happens throughout the movie.
Yeah, especially because this is the darkest of one of the darkest Thor storylines out there. Ragnarok is the destruction of all gods of all everything.
Yeah.
And so I was expecting a lot more seriousness from it. Not to say it was a bad movie. I really enjoyed it.
It's not bad.
Right. It's very, very solid. I was entertained throughout the whole thing. But I was a little upset it wasn't as serious. Just with the storyline. If it was any other storyline, cool. Like, I'm fine with that. But I wish this one was a lot more serious.
I agree. I mean, if you think back to the first Thor, it's when a lot of people first really saw Tom Hiddleston shine. And some of the intensity you get in that movie, or even what goes on between the three of them, Thor, Odin, and Loki.
Yep.
And that whole like family drama, there's like some harsh intensity. And then when Thor goes to Earth and you start seeing some of the comedy there, that's where you get like this drink, I like it.
Right.
You get like him trying to get a horse from a pet store, like that stuff, and it's really, really funny.
Yep.
And so he's always had a comedic, the Thor movies have always had a comedic slant to them. I mean, again, all of the Marvel movies have. The least funny one's probably Incredible Hulk, but
yeah, that's kind of the black sheep of the series anyways.
But really, the rest of them, maybe Captain America,
Civil War.
But the first Avenger, I would say, has a lot less comedy than most of them.
I feel like that has more than definitely the Winter Soldier. I don't even remember laughing in the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you might
Civil
be
War
right.
definitely had some funny points because it had all these different characters.
Exactly. Once you start introducing Ant-Man and
Spider-Man and
then you get Tony Stark in with anybody and all that stuff. But I think Spider-Man's a really great example where Spider-Man was hilarious.
Yeah.
So many points where I was just like dying laughing, but its intense moments were intense.
Where
like you could feel it. You know what I mean? And what's his name? Michael Keaton's performance as Vulture is I mean
he wins awards for a reason.
Exactly. I mean, it's just so crazy and moments where you feel like such like almost anxiety for what like Peter's going throughout it.
Yep.
In Thor, you have moments that could easily provoke that level of intensity, but they interrupt it with a comedy beat.
Yep.
And it like over the top, like, someone, it looks like the music swelling and someone's about to make a heroic entrance, and instead they smash into something and the music cuts, and it's 100% a slapstick comedy moment. And it's funny, but it's like, wow, they leaned so heavily into the comedy that they pushed aside this moment to bring in this one that would be funny instead.
Yep.
You know? It's weird.
It is weird. I just felt like it was a weird choice because...
I don't know if weird's the word.
Well, I mean, I think it's weird because, you know, to tell a superhero story, you want a lot of these heroic moments. And, like, throughout the whole movie, they're, like, giving Thor all these moments where he's like, you know, you have to be a hero, or whatever he says throughout the movies. He has his, like, catchphrase, you know?
Yeah.
This is what it means to be a hero, or whatever he says. But every time he says that, it's a comedy moment. Like, he tries to be heroic, and then it's, like, something hilarious.
Which maybe
happens.
that's what they were doing with it. Like, making a point out of, like, how serious are we going to take ourselves with the superhero thing, you know? And now, let me say, too, I think some of the action choreography in this movie was like the best we've seen in a long time.
Incredible. I think it was the mixture of the music, just the camera the angles, and the amount of enemies Thor was facing. I think made it look incredible because the moves they had him doing, the fight choreography was just amazing. It was really well done. And
his fight with Hulk was so much better than I even expected it to be.
I mean, from the trailers, they you know there was going to be a fight, but you didn't know how long. You didn't really know too much from it, but
it's a good one.
It's a real good one.
I that's another one thing watching it. This is not a spoiler because they show it in the trailer, and that's kind of my beef with it. Is until you get to the point in the movie where it's revealed that Thor is going to battle the Hulk, they're mentioning they're alluding to this gladiator or
massive
defender
build-up,
or whatever they call him. Challenger, what do they call him in it? I forget.
Challenger, or
they refer to him as like
the champion, or
maybe it's something like that, where like he's this, and the whole time because they showed it in the trailer, I could not during the reveal and all the build up, I could not shake the feeling of how incredibly awesome it would have been if that was kept a secret and you didn't know it until you saw the movie.
Yeah, because there's no signs whatsoever he's in the movie anywhere. I mean, you don't know. No. You really, and it's such a big point of the movie because they're like, this guy's crazy. You know, everyone dies the first second they see him. Like it's, you know, and so you're like, oh, this is gonna be maybe it's a cool Thor villain. Like maybe it's a whole new character.
Yeah, could have been anybody.
Could have been anybody.
When that reveal that it's him after all that build up just would have had a certain like, no way, you know, and probably would have been even funnier when he's like, yes, you know,
because you're the crowd, like as the audience member, you're like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Doing the same thing.
And like even the point where Loki, like the Loki joke after that was top, but I think it would have been so much better if you were just surprised, like
because you would have been right there with him. But you're not because they give it away in the trailer. I don't know, man. I kind of want to I'm almost about to jump on board with you where I just try to avoid all the trailers. Seriously. But something like that, like it's on the posters, you know.
Yeah,
Hulk's
and it's a Marvel movie. Like in your head, you're like, I want to see the trailer. I want to get hyped for it, you know. But so far, the only trailer I've seen for Star Wars was the first one when they initially announced it. But after that, you know, I keep seeing all these movies, and the trailer's always like the first one that shows up. So the whole time I'm like, man, this is a nice floor we're looking at over here. You know?
This is a big bowl of popcorn.
Yeah, so it was really good. I feel like there were some missteps just because the story's so serious.
Right.
I wish the story was taken more seriously.
If they just like honed in on certain moments, because we didn't talk about the villain at all, Hela. She's great.
She is great. A really cool villain, I think.
Super cool. And that there too, like who she is pretty important.
It's very important.
You don't know, you know, it's not anything you hear about in prior movies. So when they reveal who she is and kind of explain her backstory, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
And it almost feels overshadowed by just the overall tone of the movie. And I guess we said it was weird earlier. I guess what's weird about it is like the whole tone overall, when you walk out, you're like, that was a comedy for sure. And now I'm thinking back, and there are a couple moments where it's like, that was super intense. That was super intense. But the comedy feel like overrides most of it.
Yep.
So I guess that's what's weird about it, is like the tone doesn't feel unbalanced.
Just because there's only one tone throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's unbalanced in the way that it's tipped heavily towards comedy, but it's not like, you see some movies and the tone's so like, it's not consistent.
Right.
This one is consistently funny with some more serious moments, but the serious moments don't really, they're not given a lot of attention, I feel.
Yeah.
But the action was unbelievable.
Yep. There are a lot of, I think, rippling effects for future Marvel movies from this one.
For sure.
On characters, on like locations. Yeah, I mean, even the after credit scene was, because sometimes they're hit and miss with the after credit scene. This one's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And what else? And the other thing was the Planet Hulk storyline.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I wish that was its own movie.
Oh, for sure.
Just because, I mean, we saw the potential of it.
Yeah.
We'll never get it now because, but
that's
but I mean, it's kind of cool because we do get a Planet Hulk movie in it.
Like within this one,
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah. So
it's cool that it's in there. I mean, but that's another story that is very dramatic and has like some pretty serious foundations as to what even happens.
Yep.
That you're really getting this,
right?
So it's kind of similar to with Batman versus Superman, where like there are certain aspects of the two stories that they put together, which was what was it?
It was
Dark Knight Returns
and Doomsday.
Superman, the Death of Superman.
Yeah.
They kind of smashed them together, so there are elements of each you don't really get,
right?
But they're both there. This one was Ragnarok and Planet Hulk.
It's funny to think about that as a mashup because there are elements in both stories that separated are fine. They work well in their own stories,
right.
But when you combine them,
you lose some stuff.
Right, you lose some details like. Specifically Batman is killing people. Like at this point, why is he killing people? And
right.
it's like there are details that are taken away. So the same thing with this. There's a lot that's taken away. But I mean, overall, I personally, it's pretty high up there for Marvel movies. Like, even with all those like disappointing things, it's just you as a fan, you see the potential, but it's not like the movie's any worse for it. You know?
Yeah, it's that's just the thing that stood out the most. I mean, we didn't talk enough about the good things, but it is great. Seeing what's his name? Idris Elba. Is that his name?
Heimdall.
Yeah. Having him is that a spoiler?
Having him in it?
Yeah.
No. I mean, he was alive at the end of the second one,
right.
I think.
Well, I'll say what they did with him in this movie was really great. And like I said, Hela, that was amazing.
Yep.
I really enjoyed her as a villain.
A lot of special effects were really cool.
Right. Yeah. Visually, the whole thing was amazing right off the bat.
Yeah.
When the opening scene is very, very funny.
Yep.
It's kind of the opening scene's like a good. Okay, here's what we got. Super funny. Visually, really captivating.
Yep.
And there's a really cool quick action scene right there. I will say they give you a good volume of action scenes too. It's not like there's one good one at the end.
Right.
There's a great one at the end.
There is a great one.
And there are a lot of other ones sprinkled throughout.
Yep.
And I think that Thor's always been really good with the fight choreography ever since that first one when they fight the Frost Giants with him and the other warriors and Loki.
Yep.
I've been like, oh man, this is like
I remember that being really, really good.
Yeah, it's the whole thing's great, and this felt like, oh yeah, this is that character who had that fight scene. You know what I mean? And I think, as like wacky and comedic as this was, it just kind of like at this point, I feel like it shows like the Marvel universe as a collection is like just so great.
It's so great.
Like, I mean,
I want them to dip into like a crazy genre that they haven't done before, like a Marvel horror movie.
I think we'll get there. The X-Men movie that's coming out.
Dark Phoenix?
Nope.
Deadpool 2?
Nope.
Blade 3? 4?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, I wish they would relaunch Blade.
They could. I don't know where the property is right now, though.
I bet it's Fox.
Be smart.
Didn't Fox put out those other ones?
Ooh, yeah, but I mean, they could have renewed or they could have gone back to Marvel.
Yo, Blade better show up somewhere soon. Where?
I don't know.
If he shows up in a Deadpool movie, that'd be dope.
That would be dope.
I don't know why he would, but
that'd be so cool.
No, Is it Runaways?
That's not scary though.
No.
That's a show too.
There's too many freaking X-Men properties coming out.
There's the Runaways, which the Gifted.
Is that it?
Well, because there's Legion, and then Gifted is the other X-Men one, and then the Runaways is about the kids' parents who are supervillains, and they all run away because they don't want to be villains.
New Mutants.
New Mutants.
Yeah.
That's after Infinity War?
X-Men, the New Mutants. No, it's a Fox. It's
it's a Fox.
It's a Fox.
It's a Fox.
Oh, it's a Fox. No, it's an X-Men movie.
What's the Phoenix one then? Is that one?
I don't know anything about that.
Because there's a Phoenix movie coming out. I thought it was Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix. But maybe that's it. I didn't know if it had an official title yet. But
no, New Mutants, like it's classified as a horror movie and everything.
Really?
5 young mutants, just discovering their abilities while held in a secret facility against their will, fight to escape their past sins and save themselves.
That's super interesting. No, I didn't really.
Yo, Charlie Heaton's gonna be in it.
Who?
Jonathan from Stranger Things.
Oh, nice.
That's dope. Yeah. So, anyways, I forget how we got there. Oh, you were talking about the different genres you'd like to see them.
Yeah,
play.
I mean, because we've seen a drama, we've seen a coming of age story with Spider-Man, we've seen
Buddy Cop.
Buddy Cop. Wait, Buddy Cop.
Yep, Iron Man 3.
Oh, good stretch. We've seen, crazy sci-fi with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fantasy.
Yeah, and we have comedy from Thor. Like, so they've hit a lot of different genres, but I want them to go like an extreme opposite of what they do, just to see how powerful they are as an entity.
I want a Black Widow like espionage movie.
That would be so cool.
So bad.
I'm curious what the first R-rated Marvel movie is going to be. R-rated.
They should do a Blade horror movie, an R-rated
Marvel Cinematic, anyways.
Yeah.
Because
actually, Blade was rated R.
Yeah. We are there with the Netflix series because it is technically part of the universe. But
true.
I want a movie.
I wonder if they will in the MCU.
I doubt it, just because
I feel like Netflix is the way that they do.
Right,
that.
That's the way they got away with it because Disney. I mean, since Disney owns them, they're not going to want. Because Disney doesn't really publish that many adult things, like because they own, I think it's like Miramax and some other distributors, so they technically distribute R-rated movies. But I mean Marvel's too like kid friendly, so except for Netflix, that's for the big people. Which friggin' Punisher's out. That came. I felt like they whipped those out so freaking fast.
They do.
I haven't seen any
Stranger
of
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. I'm hearing that it might be better than Daredevil. John Bernthal, man.
He's killing
unbelievable.
it. He is so good.
I can't wait to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
So wrap up on Thor.
Yep. I thought it was excellent.
It's great.
Good comedy. Awesome action.
Mm-hmm.
Characters were pretty cool. There were a few that got very quick scenes though.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but and what's her face isn't in it. Not Jane, because they explained that. But the like female warrior. What's her name?
Oh, she's not. That's right. I don't remember her name either.
I don't either.
She played a bigger role in Dark World, right?
Yeah, and she was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes. That's where I saw her last.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
So maybe what happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is what happened there, but
I forget.
Mm-hmm.
Sif.
Yes.
Yeah, she's not in it. I honestly haven't seen the Dark World in a while.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember how it ended.
I don't either.
But yeah, it's a great addition to the MCU. It's insanely entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, and there is plenty else.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's a great movie to go see in the theaters.
Yeah.
With popcorn and food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor.
Where are we going?
Games?
Yeah.
Video games.
All right, folks, welcome to Video Games, where we talk about games and things go real fast. Speaking of fast, you know what's really fast? Sonic music! Yeah, that's right. I did that so fast.
Nailed it. What's scarier, the music speeding up at the end of a Mario level? have a lot of time
Underwater
left.
Sonic death.
Oh my gosh! How did you know?
Because that is the scariest thing in gaming
It's the worst.
ever.
How's it go again? Is it like?
It's like almost like Jaws is coming after you. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh
dun.
yeah. Dude, that's so funny. You knew exactly what I was
I knew
gonna say.
exactly. So what was your first one? Mario Underwater?
No, Mario. When you're taking too long on a level and it speeds up.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's still like friendly music though. At that
That's
point,
true.
it's
but
like
it's a little bit more intimidating.
know you're
It's like,
getting-
come on,
Yeah, yeah.
you're taking too long.
it's
Music stresses me out,
it
dude.
is. But yeah, Mario. I mean Sonic Underwater death. No.
Because I always hear the, like, I immediately hear that outro of like when you die,
Mhm.
that little like clip, that doot 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 doot. After I hear it go doot 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 doot, and then it plays a song really fast.
Yeah.
How's the Mario song go?
Da 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 da.
And it's like doot 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 doot, and you're like ah.
That's when you hold B and go.
That's the bubble noise.
Yeah.
Video games.
Video games.
So I beat XCOM finally.
Holy.
The game was wonderful. It was great.
Yes.
I'll throw that out there. It was great. The ending was cool. It actually had a really cool cinematic at the end of it.
Yes.
It's I understand why it's a highly regarded game.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Well,
good for you, Brett. That
yeah.
has been plaguing you for a very long time.
Yeah, man. It was.
That's one of those games that is so rewarding when you beat it.
Oh, dude.
Like, there's a lot of games out there that you beat and you're like, oh, I beat it because it's meant to be beaten. This one doesn't care if you beat it.
Dude, it doesn't care.
Yeah.
It hates you.
Yeah.
This game hates you.
It's just like die.
Yeah, it's crazy. And one thing I realized too is I played maybe half of the game, already having lost the maximum amount of countries support that you can in that game. To reiterate, for anyone who hasn't heard past episodes or doesn't know about XCOM, you can only lose a certain amount of country support on your project, and you can only lose 8, and then your entire game is over. I lost 7 like pretty early on. So
Yeah, you were like halfway through, right? Maybe a little more or a little less or whatever.
something like that.
That's insane.
But it was really good. I really enjoyed the game. I also I haven't talked about it for a while, but I finally beat Assassin's Creed Chronicles.
Oh my god.
China.
Freaking.
Yeah, that game's super fun. I could have probably beaten it in one sitting instead of how many I split it up into. But I beat XCOM and I was like, man, what other games do I have lingering? And I went and beat that.
That's the best thrill when you beat a few games like in a
Yeah,
row
I was just like
you're
knocking them
working
down.
at them all the time and then it's just like bam bam
Yeah,
bam because
you just gotta feel it.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you just gotta feel it.
Yep.
And
I did that the other day too.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you beat?
South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Mm-hmm.
That was really really good.
I've heard it was really good. I don't understand why it's so good.
Just the RPG elements in it are very just very fun. It's
Yeah.
a lot like Paper Mario,
Okay.
where basically it's turn-based, or this one's grid-based. It's a turn-based grid-based game.
Wow.
So, but basically you run up to the enemy and you do whatever move you have, but there's an interaction where you either have to press A real fast or time it or
Okay.
do a button combination. So it makes every
A
fight.
butt combination.
Yeah, butthole, fractured butthole.
Gross.
But it's not a butthole. It's butt.
It's fractured but whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Butthole.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes. So but no, I'm kidding. But that was really good. I'm not a huge like South Park guy. I've never really watched the show. I've seen the movie and I played the first game and I really liked it. So I just crushed through that the other day. By crushed through, I mean I spent like 20 or so hours in a week. Nice, smooth. But that was really good. If you guys get a chance, I mean, there's a lot of dark potty humor in it.
Oh yeah.
It's very, very not for kids. But
Is it funny?
There's more funny than there is not. But because it's such a long game, it's like near the end, you're like, okay, I get it. He farted.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. There's poop over there. Like but there is a lot of just cool references. So overall, it was very entertaining.
Okay, I get it.
And the other one I beat was Evil Within 2.
Oh, nice.
And then immediately beat it again the next day.
What?
I was so well because after you beat the game, you get New Game Plus, and then New Game Plus, everything is like doubled or tripled, so you can get triple the amount of green gel.
Wow.
And there's materials to upgrade your weapons.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll just crush through these because I know the game. So the first time it took me 13 hours to beat it. Second time it took me 3.5. So.
Holy Christmas.
I mean, once you know where to go and what to do, and I was so overpowered, there were no bosses or enemies. I could kill them all in 2 shots.
Yeah.
So, but I just wanted to get all the collectibles. So now I have one more playthrough where, thank the Lord, there's no Akumu mode. Do you know what that is?
Is that where like...
It's one hit kill.
Yeah.
Where any guy can hit you once, shoot you, whatever, and you die.
Yeah.
So I did that in the first game, and that... my proudest gaming moment.
Yeah.
That took me forever. But anyways, this one just has classic mode, 10 times easier. It's the hardest difficulty, survival, that's the hardest one, and then after it's classic. So it's the hardest difficulty survival, but you only get 8 saves.
Oh, okay.
And if you die, you go back to your last save. But it's nothing crazy difficult, you know.
Yeah.
It's classic because it's like Resident Evil. You know,
oh, okay.
So you have to go find a save point.
That's funny.
It's pretty cool. So,
ink ribbons.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's really it. Then I've been playing. What was the one I was just working? Oh, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, sweet.
We'll save that for another time. I'm gonna play it some more. But there's a crap ton of controversy with that.
Really?
Just like microtransactions and all that stuff. But I'm gonna play it a bit more and see if it's as crazy as everybody says.
Okay.
So I'll save that for later. But
okay, sweet.
But yeah, that's really all I've been doing in my neck of the woods.
Cool, man. Cool.
So what are you working on now, game wise?
I started a few actually. So I'm still only a third of the way through The Evil Within, which is annoying. I need to crush that out. I need to. I might do that tonight.
Yeah.
Got a new TV.
Ooh.
And I started Borderlands.
Oh,
which
okay.
I've had in the queue for a hot minute. Short version of this story is I love it. I'm already like 11 hours in.
Nice.
I've been just crushing out missions. It's great. The experience and what's the word I'm looking for?
Missions.
Blank element RPG.
I guess. Yeah, the
Did
RPG.
you call it that?
Yeah, I mean it's a first person RPG shooter game.
But just like the element of you're constantly leveling up and gaining experience
and
stuff
turning
like
in
that.
missions. Yeah, RPG element is what you're looking for.
Yeah. So sorry, I went to sleep for a minute.
No, it's okay.
And the missions just progressively get more and more fun as you level up. I've just been doing every single side mission as I go. And you select your character at the beginning. You have 4 different characters that you can choose from, all with kind of a different class, different skill. I chose Lilith, who has phasing abilities.
Yes.
She's super rad. I'm stoked that I picked her. As you level up, you can add different abilities to each character. I haven't played any of the co-op yet. I've been told by multiple people, you included, that I need to experience it co-op.
Yep.
But it's just super fun. The weapon systems are fun.
Yeah.
The selling and buying of different weapons and upgrading them and getting new ones that you can't use until you're upgraded enough, things like that. The art style is cool. That's one thing Borderlands has always been known for since it came out.
Yep.
Art style looks great. It's just really fun.
It is. It's a very excellent game, and I mean, there's so many like followers. Like it's a very big game.
Yeah.
So people have been dying and waiting for so long for Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
At this point, but I'm glad you're playing like the first one now because you still have Borderlands 2, Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale one, and the pre-sequel, which is
what is the pre-sequel?
It's a story that takes place before and technically after 2.
Does it play like 1 and 2?
Yeah, it came out after Borderlands 2, so I think that's where the sequel aspect comes in, but it's based before Borderlands.
Is it a full game?
Yeah, it's a full game. It's technically like either Borderlands 3 or 2.5.
Gotcha.
Like it's I think initially it was going to be a DLC, but they decided to just make it into a full game.
I see.
And it's like 30 hours and there's missions and all this crazy stuff. So it's a good investment.
That's cool. Yeah, I have all except for the pre-sequel. But this one I'm really enjoying a lot so far. It's a really good game. And it's very much like you can just pour time into it because it's like you finish a mission, then you go turn it in, see what you get for XP and rewards and stuff.
It's very easy to pick up, play for 5 minutes, like just beat a quick mission and then go to work or do whatever you have to do.
Exactly. And on the flip side, it's easy to be like, oh, I'm going to go to bed after this mission. And then you complete a mission and it's like, here's your next one. And you're like, I'll just do this
It's
one
pretty
real
close.
quick.
It's like 5 minutes away.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's near where you're travel to. And I just unlocked quick travel. So like,
wow, you just unlocked it?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
my last couple missions.
Wow.
So probably because I did all the missions in the first area first. I don't
Mhm.
know. But it's a really great game. I started that up. I also played Dragon Age Origins for like an hour the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's just for a certain kind of group.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm
Um,
in that group or not yet.
Yeah, well, because the only thing that really turned me off from it was the combat is like more of a Diablo, like it automatically attacks. Like you press a button and doesn't it just like it'll
Right.
just swing automatically. There's no combos. There's nothing you have to do. You just
Yeah, and there's no way to like avoid being hit back.
yeah, you just have to sit there and take damage. It's just like you
It's-
sit there, swing,
Yeah.
you get hit, swing, you get hit. Like that's
It-
cool for certain games. This game, at least to me, it didn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
wasn't
feels
fun.
a little weird, and it's not like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I'm a very little bit into it, and I'm gonna play it for a little bit because it got such great ratings. I
Yeah.
kind of want to just see how it is.
Mhm.
But I chose to play as a mage. It's just a big, fantasy RPG,
Mhm.
and it looks like it could have some cool elements. I'm just not sure if I'm that guy yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm gonna play it for a little bit more. I'm
Mhm.
cool with like bouncing around games now. I used to be like a one game until it's done. But now I'm like I have too many to play. I gotta bounce
You
around
got
a
that's the
little bit,
only
you know?
way, you know.
And Borderlands is like that's what I'm like crushing through right
That's your
now.
big one right now.
But I also gotta try to beat Evil Within
Mhm.
like ASAP. I've probably mentioned it on like 85% of our podcasts.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
this
you
point.
could go all the way back to the first one. You're like, I just started Evil Within.
I wonder when I did bring that up.
Because I let you borrow it a long time ago, but
Yeah, you'll never see it again.
No.
Anyways, that's all I got in games.
that's it for me too.
Okay.
Okay.
We will see you guys next week.
Yes, for another glorious podcast.
Glorious podcast.
Conrad.
To keep up, I dropped my ring like an hour ago,
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna find that.
Good luck.
Like, subscribe, do the things, leave reviews.
And don't forget to watch our videos.
Don't forget to watch our videos. See you guys.
You know when you find that moment in your day where it's like, okay, I got a few hours. Do I jump the rope or do I do the skip thing? And then you're like, well, I don't have time to jump the rope and the skip thing. So then you try to combine it and you do jump rope skip thing. But by the time you do it, you spent all the time you wasted to save it by wasting it. So remember, don't skip the rope if you can't jump the duck. All right? Now go spend your days being fancy.
Steve Harrington. No!
Steve, mess with your Harrington.
Oh, it's messed up.
Woo, that was a top joke, folks.